My salutation to Bhausaheb Dr. Panjabrao Deshmukh. I, Dr. Praveen Gusekar, welcome you all. Today, we gathered here for the placement talk. Dr. Rajesh Timane, head PDMTR, is present here. Today's resource person is Dr. Supriya Paigude. Dr. Supriya Paigude is head Outreach, Industry Partnership and Collaboration, MIT World Peace University, Pune. She had completed her master from Pune University and doctorate from Nagpur University. She is actively involved in various curricular and co-curricular activities, including student parliament. Dr. Supriya is student-friendly and favorite teacher amongst MIT students. She always supportive and helpful to the students of Nagpur too. I request Supriya ma'am to start her session. Thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I should appreciate all of you for, being enthusiastic and attending the sessions, during the lockdown and the pandemic of COVID-19. So, this is really appreciable from the students' point of view. And this shows your seriousness towards your careers and to your studies as well as a management graduates. So, when we say that our careers or the management graduates, obviously, one thing comes to our mind is the campus placements or the placements or the companies hiring freshers as the management trainees or various positions in the start cadre of the organizations. So what is important for us? For us as a student or as an individual who is starting their new career, the first opportunity, it's always a good job. Good job is a good company, a good profile, of course, a good package. So similarly, the way we want good companies, good package, the good profiles, similarly, the organizations, the corporates today also want a good pool of
Please check your mic. It is not audible.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah.
So can you just help me where I lost my communication, sir?
Good job.
Okay. The way we want, the good job or the good salaries, the good profile. Similarly, the companies also today want the good talent, which will stay with the organization for a longer duration. So now how do we, engage with a good company? Where do I stand as an individual so that, I will have the best opportunities in the campus? So, if you'll ask me, being into this industry for almost more than 13 years now, into campus placements, being an HR faculty, and also, coming from the corporate side. So what is actually that the organization looks as within me as a student? So as a student, first, I need to know who I am. I am sure all your faculty members out there, will be telling you every time that, you need to know who you are. So what does that mean? So one is knowing myself. So knowing myself as doing a SWOT analysis of ourselves as an individual. So what is my weakness? What is my strengths? What is my opportunity out there in the market today? And what is going to be the threats to me? So this analysis, we as a student, as a management professional, have to, do the SWOT analysis of ourselves. Note it down as a student, in that quadrant, my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, and my strengths. This will help you to understand who you are, which is the career path that you would like to take. Are you enough aggressive to do a marketing role? If not, can I do into marketing? Can I do a pre-sales job, a cold calling job? Can I do a night shift? What are my limitations? Being a female today, probably my family would have an apprehension for me working to a night shift. So that becomes my weakness. I will not be able to, take up a job which is going to offer me a night shift. So I mentioned that. So I henceforth in my career, I will really not apply to those jobs which are offering me a night shift. So that category of jobs is not for me. This is what I get to know when I do this, SWOT analysis of myself. So, the basic fundamental of the campus placements or a job. If I am searching my job outside my campus as an individual too, the basic fundamental is the company needs a good pool of talent who would survive with them. And I also need a good job wherein, I get that opportunity. My first job is very important. So for you people also, guys, the first job is going to be very, very important, because that would lay a platform for you. That would lay a foundation for you. Foundation for creating your own worth in the market, creating your network within that specific industry, to understand that whole segment of industry and the business that you are into. And that is why the first job becomes very necessary, and you should stick to the organizations for at least minimum 2 years, because the 2 years is the time frame which gives you an opportunity to build up your own network as much as possible, to get that visibility within the industry, the people from within your business and across the cross functions get to know you. And that is how you create your space. It's called as, creating your space within the industry. So, that's a start of you as an individual creating a brand for yourself as a professional. So, this becomes a stepping stone for you for your further career as well. So now, yes, for campus placements, everything you guys would be saying, yes, ma'am, we know. What else? How do we really go there? So, in this post-pandemic, there are certain skills that are required for you. And this is not only for your first job, but this is going to be required for lifelong, all your jobs, all the different senior positions that, you will cater to. So, you have to have a good combination of your character and competence. One basic straight line. Have a better combination of character and competence. So, when I am saying as an character, so character comes with integrity and empathy. You need to be true to yourself and true to your job. You should be doing a job with utmost integrity, and you should be you should have that empathy towards your people, towards your colleagues, towards your seniors, towards your associates working together. You should be able to understand their situations. It's like you should feel their pain, that what they are going through. And that is what empathy is, and that the integrity will come to into your job. So along with that empathy, the life skills, the competence that you require in today's world is to know how to search. As I said, it's a combination of life skills, and the competence would be search. So life skills becomes your character, and competence, as I said, will be one which will go hand in hand along with empathy and integrity. It's search. Why search? You need to understand what is the basic that you need to know, and how to tap the required resources. So just to give you an example, today you're working with marketing as a domain, and you are working within a core sector of, say, sale of IT products. So you need to know which are the companies, which are the players into that IT domain. And for that, you need to do a search. You need to understand what the IT industry is, how the IT industry uses all their software products, what are the different gamut of the software products available with our competitors, and where do we stand. So the first life skill, is going to be your integrity, empathy, and you should be really good for search. Important of search, and to look for the information that you require. So along with it, the other character is going to be, it's your energy. So when I say energy, it's not only the aggression. Energy is the positivity that I spread amongst my people, the positivity that I spread with the people with whom I am. So if I am working on a floor, my personality should be such that I should be able to, deliver that positivity to people. I should be able to motivate them. Because today I do not work as a single individual. I work in teams. I work with cross-functional teams. There would be many people who would be reporting to me. There would be n number of people to whom I am answerable. There would be difficult situations wherein, I need to make the people positive, make them going in the worst situation. There would be critical situations wherein you need to motivate your people to go ahead. So this is one more life character that I told you, and the competence that will go hand in hand with energy is your judgment. Judgment is not being judgmental about people, but your judgment means your ability to take quick decisions, ability to analyze the situation, your understanding towards that critical situation, and depending upon the situation, how you are quick enough in taking the decisions that would be helpful for your business, and that would be helpful for you as a professional and also for your team. So this is going to be your second character and second competence. And along with this competence of being judgment, it also gets supported by simplicity. Now, when I say simplicity, it's not just being simple. It's, more being simplicity in terms of the task. So when I say terms of the tasks, it's like you are going to interact with variety of people. The variety of people will come across with, different thought process, the different domain knowledge, the different functional expertise, the different skill sets, maybe different upbringings and different traditions. So everybody will not be on a same page, on the same depth of knowledge, on the same level of their understanding. So here your simplicity means how you are able to, explain the difficult task in the simpler words, or make a difficult task simple to understand to the people and get the right amount of output from here. So one, to start with, do your SWOT analysis. So once you do your SWOT analysis, you will know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what you cannot do, and what I am good at. Complement it with the character and competence. Character would be your integrity, your skills, your empathy, obviously your positivity, and the competence would be your ability to look for information, then your ability to have been taking a judgments in depending upon the situations, and being the simplicity. So this, would start you towards your journey. So now I have reached at a certain stage. What next? I know where I have to go. I have decided which domain I have to go. Okay, I am into a finance background. I do not want to do sales. I want a core finance job. I have got my clarity. So what next? My campuses are heading towards, within maybe in next 6 months, I would be heading towards my campuses. What is the stuff that make me one of the competitive, better prospective candidates? So what is today the people are looking for? Because as you all of you know that the post pandemic, the entire world has come to a standstill. The businesses are closing down. In this, we have to create our own mark. So how we do that? So this few of the tips that I'm going to give you is, it's not only I call it, when I interact with my students, I fondly tell them that, guys, this is your survival skills. Because today, after 2 years, everybody of us are going to look for a better opportunity in terms of money, a better opportunity in terms of package, maybe a better opportunity in terms of exposure. Today, I get an opportunity to work and serve offshore. I'll be doing in consulting roles. This is what I tell my students is, these are the survival skills. So one skill that would help you is people management. As I said previously that, you are going to, it's always said that man is a social animal. When we say we are a social animal, obviously we are going to be, amongst people with different caste, people with different creed, nature, their skill sets, thought process, traditions, everything is going to be variety. And our discussions is going to be diverse. So how are you able to manage with your diverse teams within inter and intra teams is going to be a task. And that is where your people management skills is going to be important. Because we deal with people, there are differences of opinion bound to happen. Nobody comes on a same page, and it's not going to happen that everybody is going to argue with what I say, or everybody or I am going to agree with what other people say. So definitely when two people have a differentiation of opinions, conflict is going to arise. So another, along with people management, you should be very good at your conflict management skills. Conflict management skills is never, it's not that, you always go by A side and you ignore B side, or vice versa. conflict management is always being on a collaborative page, being on a cooperative page, and how you can connect the dots and how you can get your people put together. And you weave them in a nice picture as a good team, and you deliver results for your own business. And that is why conflict management becomes important. So again, with this pandemic, lot many things are changing. You know, the way, look at your own institute. Even we at MIT back home, we never conducted our sessions online. Today, my entire faculty member across the university, we all are doing the online sessions. And I'm sure your university is doing the same thing. So this is what the change is for change management. I, as a faculty, in my career of 13 years, wouldn't have never delivered any kind of my HR subjects. I've never taught organizational development through, you know, online. But then yes, today that's a need of the hour. And we, as an faculty members, are adapting to the change. Similarly, you as a professionals will have to change. The change is going to be constant in our life. So adapt towards the change. Every time the technology is going to change. So along with being the change management, you also need to be tech savvy. Technology, you know, today's in the jargons you call, he's a techie guy. So what do you mean by a techie guy? Nothing else but you should be in a position to update and upgrade yourself. Today, all our faculty members, maybe my visiting faculty members, those who are younger, older by age, but maybe younger than me, they are delivering their sessions online. So they are learning the new apps, they are learning the new technology. So we need to keep ourselves upgrading as per the technology, and this is the skill that we'll have to develop. Again, when we say development is uncertain. 5 years back, the technologies in computer domain were something else. It was only Java and C++ then. Today, Python. Python is a language which will be a crucial language for all the techie people, those who are into a software domain, software industry. So, you need to be adapt to the uncertainties that is happening. Even this pandemic, COVID-19, is an uncertainty where the entire world has come to a standstill. Nobody would have thought that, there would be one day all across the globe, the business would come to a standstill and people would be in their homes, probably doing nothing, or, trying to figure out the new ways of connecting people, connecting with ourselves as an individuals, connecting with our families. Maybe, this is the best time that everybody is spending the time with the family. Otherwise, I, as a career-oriented individual, never would have thought that I would be at home 24/7, spending a lot of amount of time with my son. So, that's being positive. So, the changes are always going to be happen. Uncertainties are always going to be there, but we need to deal with it with a positive stride and always thinking business in mind. So, with this, again, when I say techie, you also need to be, when you are saying you're doing on conflict management, you're saying a people personality, people management, creativity becomes a key, because one fundamental cannot be applicable to the other. If I am giving an interview with an FMCG segment today, say I am giving an interview with paints, say for example, Asian Paints, what I will answer for my Asian Paints interview will not help me answer the same fashion if I am giving my interviews in the FMCG segment. I need to be creative. I need to be innovative with my thoughts. And that is why every time as a student or as a professional, you need to be creative and innovative. If I'm in a finance domain, I need to understand numbers. But maybe if I am into the financial services, I need to be innovative. I need to give more examples about people. So, in your job, because you're going to deal with different people, it's going to be creativity, out of the thinking, innovative in answering your questions also during the time of the interview. Like, I'll share you an example. If an interviewer asks you, okay, if I will like to understand who Supriya is, in that case, if I am not able to understand the question, maybe I will start my answer saying, okay, I am an individual who really loves to talk. I am an individual who is really, outspoken. But when the interviewer asks you that, I would like to understand who Supriya is, my answer should be, okay, the Supriya is an individual who is very much outspoken. Maybe she is an workaholic, because if there's no work to her hands, probably she becomes a bit impatient. So always answer in the third person. So this is how you need to understand in the interviewer's question also, and answer accordingly. So many of the times the interviewers would ask you to sell a pen. They would be really hard, when they're asking you such kind of questions. Okay, sell this pen. If I am getting a pen for 2 rupees, why I should buy a pen for 100 rupees? Because both the pens are going to do a job of writing. So what makes an 100 rupee pen niche from a 2 rupee pen? Again, here your creativity is going to play a role. You will have to tell them multiple uses which would be beneficial for them as a business perspective, and not that, okay, I can play a pen fight with this, right? Though it is true, but not in an interview. So again, how you answer that with creativity is important. And last but the most important skill is your data management, data literacy. Today it's said that India is a country which is abundant in terms of data, but we lack the ability to interpret and represent the data from the business perspective. Maybe the consumer behavior, the consumer trends. Today, because of COVID-19, that the trends are being changing. Maybe the transaction would change. After COVID-19, at least for next 6 months, I would refrain myself from going to a public places. Probably my, business would be more online. I would rather going to a store. I would, go and, have more big baskets orders coming in. So, this is going to be the change. But then how does that change and the data that I have would be available for me as a business perspective that we all need to understand, though you are a technical guy or you're a non-technical guy. So data management, data understanding, and representation of the data
Hello.
help my business. Yes, sir. Hello. So this is where the importance comes. And the nature of jobs, the few sectors that would be booming after COVID-19 is obviously, one is education. One is going to be the pharma and healthcare. So, wherever you feel that there's in pharma and healthcare giving you any kind of an opportunities, please do take up. Financial sectors is going to, grow gradually, because the fundamentals of the business and the fundamentals of investments and the fundamentals are going to change. And ITES. But then ITES first, initially, it will be only the domains which have a pharma related or a healthcare segment related projects first, and gradually it will have the effect on the other businesses as well. So this is what your basic skills are. Even I would like to just help you with few of the questions that you may come across your way after COVID-19. And one question you may likely get is, what is your opinion on the pandemic COVID-19? And this question can be asked for a marketing guy, finance guy, HR guy, operations people. How you see pandemic 19 hampering the manufacturing in the manufacturing industries, how it is affecting the shop floor. So be ready with your own thought process depending upon the business segment. So read a lot, guys. That's going to help you to answer your questions in the interviews. So this is one question or related question that would be asked for your interviews. How does India as a country possess an advantage in the situation? Again, where does India stand? What is the other countries doing? And where does India stand? And what are the business opportunities India as a country having? What are the cross borders opportunities we are having? We should know as an individual. And that is where this question would be. People would ask you, what are your thoughts on work from home? Because all the segments are switching from work from home. Like, for example, TCS is going to come up with a new assignment saying that maximum of the people wherein the work from home is possible, they will be working from home, and only 30 to 35% of people will be working on jobs at office spaces. So you're creating your new office space back home. Then how you will, as an HR, people may ask that how you will monitor the employability, how you will monitor the motivation, productivity. So, these questions you need to answer. And plus, when I said, tell me something about yourself is one standard question, because that is a question wherein an interviewer feels it easy to start an interaction with you. And then, depending upon your answers, he will or she will go on connecting the thoughts and connecting the dots and ask you the questions. Also, keep a certain questions ready. There will be a situation based questions asked in an interview. For example, if you're an operations guy, you're going to work on shop floor hygiene and safety of the employees. Will may ask HR people, what are the new challenges in hygiene and safety? What are the new things that you can implement as hygiene and better safety for the people? If you are working for a techno-functional profile, again, what is going to be a cross-border techno-functional profile in this pandemic? How you will deal with it? So this would be the few of the questions that you will have to address. So I think I have covered entire, what as an individual or what as a professional or even as a student, you need to build up on your skills and abilities to answer the questions and to be a best candidate for an organization. So rest, if anybody has the questions, please feel free to ask. Yes, sir, after you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Any student have any query, please ask to ma'am.
Yes, one question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Jeet from BBA Department, Down International College.
Yes, Jeet, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. Hope you are going good as well.
Great. Tell me.
Actually, the basic interview question, as you said, is tell me something about yourself.
Right.
Speak loudly.
The basic question that interview asks is tell me something about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And as they have a resume, we should include the points that are not mentioned in the resume.
Generally, when you're supposed to tell me something about yourself, it's advisable that you speak something which is not there in your resume.
Okay.
For example, I have mentioned only 2 hobbies. I have not mentioned the third one. So I can start with that. Generally, but then because the name always as an individual, you always feel comfortable to start speaking about yourself by your name. So, you can tell that, okay, that, as you're aware from the CV, I am so and so. This is what I am good at. This is, maybe my hobby is cooking. But if you are saying that my hobby is reading, ensure that you have actually a good reader. Otherwise, do not mention that.
Yes.
Many of the times, many of these people, we do, because we have to write a hobby, we just put it in our resume, okay, reading. And then, if there is an interviewer, okay, tell me which books have you read? He may ask you questions. Tell me about the author. So, it goes endless. So if you're not a good reader, it's okay. It's absolutely all right. But do not mention that cannot be justified.
Okay.
Right? So
Yes,
if you have 5 hobbies or 2 hobbies, mention one in the CV. Keep one which, you can discuss with an interviewer, which is not there in your CV. That may help you. This is what I'm gimmick that, we always follow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure.
Student, please ask the question.
Students, you can feel free to ask me any kind of a question with any domain, any segment, profile, package, anything that comes up to your mind.
If you are confused with specialization and other thing also, you can ask.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My name is Rahul, ma'am, and I am from PDM, Punjab Ross Institute of Management and Research, MBA Final Sem.
Yeah, hi Rahul, good to connect.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, I have one question to you that for in this pandemic, for freshers, what kind of problems we have to face for the job or in the interview for the kind of work at the back office or business analyst for the position of.
Okay, for business analyst, as I first told you, you need to be really apt on your data literacy, understanding
Okay.
the data and representation of the data. So
Yeah.
maybe one set of data can be represented in many and multiple ways.
Okay.
That you need to learn, because there the crux of the profile lies. As far as the difficulties are there, yes, for everybody, all the institute across India are going to have a bit of a tough time, because right now, because of the pandemic, the businesses are closed down. The people do not know how they are going to survive, maybe what kind of unsurvival tools the organization or the management has. But as a student, what we can do is, definitely keep reading, learn about what data analytics is all about, because today analytics is in all business, and that is why it is a role called as a business analytics. So
Yeah.
take it financial domain, retail, e-commerce, HR consulting, all the various domains, you have a good opportunity there. So you apt understanding your data, and you should be very good in interpreting the data, good in terms of communication skills,
Okay.
because obviously you will be judged by the communications. Technically, as it is, if it's a data analytics, the companies would take an aptitude test. So you should be good at aptitude, but then there's all that you have done it for your MBAs as well. It's only the practice that you require. As far as communication skills is required, guys, I would give you a small trick. In terms of English communication, as far as verbal communication is there, and if you have to improve your verbal communication, take an English newspaper, stand in front of the mirror and read it loud for 10 minutes. Gradually, when you stand in front of the mirror, you tend to look towards yourself and read. That gives you an confidence also, and this helps you to make your tongue also clear with your pronunciation. So, improving on your communication skills, start doing this. Start with 5 minutes and then gradually increase that.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Any question? Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving such a valuable and informative information today. You had covered various topics in this session, that is SWOT analysis, competency, data management, people management. So many topics you had covered with a very short time. I am really thankful from the department and from the student also. Thank you very much. And
My
I'm
pleasure, ma'am.
also thankful to Dr. Gosekar sir for conducting this session. So it will be really helpful for our student to be placed during the campus placement drive. I'm also thankful to our HOD, Dr. Rajesh Timane sir, for motivating us and guiding us. And lastly but not least, our director, Dr. Jitkar sir, for giving this opportunity to conduct this session, and we could do best in our next placement activity. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much for the senior authorities out there for giving me an opportunity and having such a wonderful audience, so that I can share and I can connect with them as well. And for any queries, you can always request your students to drop me an email on my personal email ID. That is supriya.paigude@gmail.com. So I am always available to guide you people.
Thank you all. Be safe and be happy and improve your skill during pandemic period or during lockdown period. Hope you guys enjoy the session. Thank you, student. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wish you good luck, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Same to you,
Timane
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you, Gosekar sir, once
Thank you,
again.
ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure, sir.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure, guys. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good
Bye,
day.
teacher.